Peace and blessings. This is Lisa Marie. I hope you are perfect, whole, and complete. I wish I knew. Let me see what my ring is. I know it's all this out. There it is. Oh my God. I've been slow grooming all day. I did it all. I did my exercise. I ate my food. I I did my yoga, I did my cardio, my strength training, I ate my food. I did a lavender flower steam, face steam. I did a cucumber for my eyes. Like it is a Heru day. And I haven't even been out yet. I have not got outside. I gotta go to the market to get some stuff. But I just been going slow because I can, because it's so wonderful to be able to do that. And I'm appreciating going slow. So I hope you're well. Let's show you outfit of the day. Of course, you've seen the outfit, but it's okay to see it again. My design, this is linen. This is like the halter top string, but I just kind of crisscrossed it. Let me see. And then Afro by Lisa Marie. We wearing the fro. We gotta wash it because, yeah, when it looks very, very gray like that, which is fine, I love it all. It usually is that it needs to be really washed. A lot of times it's just sebum. So I do a thing called water only hair washing, which is not just water, but it's a way that I wash and I use my own sebum for moisturizer. So after a while, the sebum builds up and we start looking kind of white. And and I'm gonna go to the market, and I want to get a deep conditioner. Well, I want to do a clarifier for my hair. So I need to get some apple cider vinegar. I don't know why I'm having hot flashes. I want to get some apple cider vinegar, and I want to get some cocoa butter because I like the mixture of cocoa butter and shea butter. So I want to get some apple cider vinegar. I want to get some cocoa butter. I want to get some black soap because this is always going to really deep clean my hair. I like to wash my hair twice a month, so every 2 weeks. I like to do a deep cleaning, and once a month I do a deep conditioner mask. This is my new, thing. And other than that, thank you for the love. And in between the 2 weeks, what do I do? In between the 2 weeks, I wet it every day and I keep it in twist. So you probably will only see my afro twice a month, and maybe 4 days, 2 days, 2 days. Other than that, protective styles. But the good thing is with my fro, if I was to pick it, it would be even bigger. But I don't use tools. I don't like how it pulls my hair. I rather just use my hands. And this is a twist out. So I had the smaller twist, and thank you for that love, that continual love, I love it. I had the smaller twist, and then yesterday I retwisted this, after I had my fro out, I made them into bigger twisters to make it easy to throw it out. And so it's my fro, y'all. Oh my God, my hair is growing. And I know a lot of y'all say castor oil. I don't use any oils. Like I said, I use my natural oils. So, hey, Lakeisha, let me do the sage too. I do my natural oils for my hair, like I said. So I know my edges. A lot of times for me, what I've noticed is that, let me just hook up for the, I've noticed that my edges fall out because I'm pulling on them. It's real simple. Hold on, y'all. And the moment that I stop pulling on them, my hair goes back. So mine is just like tension. So my sides are definitely going back. It's about moisturizing, which is watering it every day. Water is a great way to moisturize your hair. No tools, so no using combs, brushes, or anything like that. Massaging the scalp, especially the parts where the hair is thinning, which mine is on the edges, the sides, to the front as well. I massage sometimes twice a day. Plenty of water and plenty of exercise. and of course getting outside and all that other good stuff. But yeah, I'm feeling stronger. My clothes is fitting differently. Just my butt and my thighs had to get into this one because they're getting stronger. And yeah, I love it. Now, I'm the only, I've never seen a woman wear their hair gray here because you rarely ever see it. I think I saw one woman, she looked so chic, but you never really see it because everybody, I always say that, dyes their hair here. Like it's the biggest Ghana period. I don't just talk about the votaries, I'm talking about Accra, Cape Coast, don't matter. They will not show their gray, honey. And I always think to myself, not that I'm against people dyeing their hair, you gotta do what makes you feel good. It's just amazing that I wonder what it is because clearly their faces are older. You know, I think it's something about having gray hair and looking healthy and beautiful. I think there's some about that, you know. But they do the black, and it'd be jet black too, child. It'd be jet black. Like I told you, I've dyed my hair one time when I was here because it was the first day I had arrived. Me and my girl, it was like really, it was. I think literally woke up the next day. She said, "Let's go get our hair braided, African hair braided, Africa." I was like, "Okay." And I picked out my hair. It was black hair, and they kept saying, "Dude, don't you want to dye your hair?" And my girl, she picked out a blondish kind of like. So she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna dye my blonde." I was like, "Oh my God, you're gonna put that harsh thing like?" Because it was harsh. Theirs is harsh. This is an only one. And then she was like, they was like, "Well, you should do yours black because it'll look better." I kept saying, "Oh no, no, no. I don't mind. Just put the black on top of the gray. I'm salt and pepper anyway. Like I don't mind, right?" And they convinced me. My girl was like, "Go on and do it, honey." I did the black. Yes, of course. Once the black with the black hair, it looks good. But as soon as I took them braids out and I saw that black, and I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I was like, you know what? I know some people say, well, maybe if they didn't do a harsh black, but I don't know where I got good. Nobody in my family is good with their hair being gray, showing gray. Like it was my mother, not my grandmother. My grandmother wore a wig. My mom wore wigs or dye. My sister, not one aunties, like no one. I am the only one that will not dye my hair. And I don't feel like that takes away or adds to my beauty. I really don't. I really don't think that. I think plus I don't like harsh chemicals, you already know. I know they got more natural stuff, but I don't even want to go through the hassle. Maybe I would do a henna, but all of that is so much work that I don't know. My gray hair just doesn't bother me. I don't know what it is. I guess I should just be happy. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. And I'm surprised in a lot of ways, you know, but I think it makes me unique. I think it makes me stand out. For me, it's not that I know none of us want to look old. And we're talking about that premature old. That's what we're really saying, right? None of us want to really look old, right? But for me, it's that I don't even mind looking at my age as long as I look healthy. I want my skin to glow, you know. I want to look like I'm healthy. That's way more important to me than if I look old, you know, if my hair is gray. I want my hair to look healthy. And I also do in a way want to show women that, because I mean, what are we doing it for? Like, if we're doing it for ourselves, then that's different, the way we groom or present ourselves. But if we're doing it for the male gaze, I mean, all the women in Ghana, the women that's past a certain age, they're all married. Your husband knows exactly what you look like. And it don't stop him from going out and getting a younger woman because your gray hair doesn't make you younger, or you're dyeing your gray hair black. I'm saying it doesn't make you younger, right? You're still the same person. I think it's attitude and it's feeling good about yourself, whether you dye your hair or you don't dye your hair. You get it? That's more important. That's what really exudes, I believe, beauty and sensuality and the whole bit. And you know what? I think we need my arm bracelet on this one. Hold on, y'all. Since we doing the bone thing, I need some bone. If I was in the car, I would have it made. I need some bone roundings. I think round areas would really set it off, but this is what I had, so I had to work with it. So yeah, I have not done a lavender or any facial steam in years. I don't even remember when. I don't think I ever did it here in Ghana, but I can't be for sure. Maybe Elijah, maybe I was doing some things. but I haven't put cucumbers on my eyes in years. Like, I just feel like when I say my old self, I literally mean my old self, like the person that used to have time to get together. And I remember before I met the person that was to be my husband at the time, before I met him, I was very, 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 very good at self care because that a queen of force save a woman. I was single before I met him. Yeah, I was single. I mean, I was searching, but I was single. So I had a lot of time to take care of myself. And self care to me was like, it was, when you go through the Sacred Woman, it's kind of self care and spirituality is one. There's a whole gateway or chapter, if you want to, called Sacred Beauty. So the connection of beauty or grooming or self caring and spirituality to me is the way it was presented to me through Sacred Woman is one. Before even Sacred Woman, I used to love to take baths instead of showers, and I always had a scented candle, and that was way before I was Sacred Woman. So I kind of like I understood that when I used to groom well, and my are we live again? Okay, comes we got to. It wasn't just grooming for grooming purposes, you know. It wasn't. It was. I loved to look cute, or you know. But in my hair, I used to always been a lot of time on my hair. I had to hear that, you know, back in the day, salons did not want to mess with because it was too thick and basically it was too nappy for the black hair salons. So I learned how to do my own hair. We're gonna wear the cute shoes too. Oops, sorry. I learned how to do my own hair a long time ago, and I've always enjoyed my hair. I've always loved my hair. I always enjoyed it. I never had a complex about my hair. Never, never, ever. Never wished for anybody else's hair. I never wished for anybody else's skin color. I've always loved my dark skin. I felt like it was my uniqueness, what made me stand out. I don't know. I thought it was beautiful because I grew up in the ages of Essence, and I always tell you, the Gil Noble like it is, and the B. Smith with style. So I saw dark-skinned women represented in the most beautiful, classy way. And I think I grew up in an era, too, where men and women were more respected. You know, it was before social media, so the men really not just liked the women that was around them, but also dated the women that was around them. And it was a lot of us brown and dark-skinned girls that was around them. So you didn't have all this kind of, I don't know, I grew up, I was, you know what, as much as maybe we didn't monetarily have, I realized that we were really rich. We really did have a lot. When you can have that high self-esteem, feeling good about yourself, loving yourself. So let me show you my shawl. It's the shawl. It really is the headscarf, but it's gonna be my shawl. Really, the only thing is, oh my God, I know I want to go on a motorcycle, but I actually don't want to go on a motorcycle because I don't want to mess with my fro. So I was thinking if I had to, I would put it around my fro because the motorcycle, it don't do the fro good. It don't do the fro good. So I try to get and I think, we're going to talk about glasses, but this is not the glasses I would wear here. I got to wear what I call my motorcycle glasses. So I got to wear, this is what the ones that would be, I think, the best with the fro, because the fro can carry it, the outfit, but we digress. We're not going to wear that because we're on a motorcycle with stuff. So anyway, I think that we should go and sit in my favorite orange chair. It become the favorite orange chair now. Let's see what life is bringing us. Let's see what Guan. I'll come back. Don't you fall out. Oh, you know what? We can sit out here for a while too, which would be nice. You know, I like to be in multiple places. You know, that's one of my things. But, yeah, y'all. So, do I have my glasses? Yes. Yeah, I'm really into the idea of self-care. I just feel like I really do believe this, that everything is really working out for all of us. Like everything is really working out for the best. That everything that happens to us is a blessing. And I was thinking about today, like sometimes you go through your different feelings of grief when a relationship has ended in your life. But when you could tell yourself the truth, when you tell yourself the truth that this is the best thing that could have happened, and the reason why you could tell yourself that truth is because you actually believe it and see it. And let's talk about the part of seeing it first. I would not be steaming my face. Even Eric being gone, like I know I talk about this a lot. No diss to Eric. He's a great guy, but he's a Ghanaian man. I don't know if Ghanaian men are used to their women doing a lot of grooming. Remember, like they have this thing that they call this women. They call them slay queens, and they all talk about them like all they want is money, but every guy really wants one. She's the one that actually has the weaves, and she's high maintenance, and she got the eyelashes and the makeup and the nails. And they talk bad about her, but they all wish they could have her, but they can't afford her. So, she becomes the villain in a sense. But yet, this is the girl that if they could have money, they would all go get the slay queen, right? And I don't know what may say that, but yeah. So it's interesting that other than that, the women are probably very low maintenance and except for maybe the richer ones, but very low maintenance. Because I mean, where's the money to be doing all that? You're out on the farm, you carrying stuff on your head, but naturally, of course, beautiful, don't need all that. So, but I think that that's just this other disconnect that either I don't know. Like if Eric comes, be like, okay, so when you want to go? Okay, come on, hurry up. Okay, I mean, this is how he moves, and it's so I know how taxing it was on me, like not to be able to move at my own pace as a grown woman too. It's very important to move at your own pace. And if I said to him like, "Oh, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet," I think he's like, What do you got to do to get ready?" Well, you say that I look younger than my age or I look fit or whatever. Do you think that this is I wake up this way? Like it takes time to look like this, right? It takes time to get yourself together. And I think the concept of a woman not being ready or a woman needing more time to groom, it might be a concept for some, not all, for some Ghanaian men because their women just get up and go. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it wasn't just with Eric. I noticed it in my last relationship. It was always about, because another thing too, they always got something to do. It almost makes me feel like the man's life is more important than the woman's. What the man got to do is more important than what the woman got to do. This is this undertone of that, right? And I noticed that too. Like this is the stuff I observed. So you got to hurry up because I got other stuff that I got to do. And this is probably reality. I mean, the man's trying out here making money. I'm sure he got other things to do, but a woman needs time. She needs to take her time. Even when we're shopping, everything is fast. It's like, and what's next? And what's next? And what's next? Well, I wouldn't know. The reason why I get the same deal all the time is because I can't walk around and explore with Eric. But also, my last ex was the same way. It was, let's hurry up, let's hurry up. And then you hurry up for what? Because of what they have to do next. And my ex didn't have nothing to do. All he did was want to go play basketball, or so he said. I'm sure he was playing basketball. Yeah, let's leave that alone. But so it was just this. It, so I say to myself, the best thing that he could have did for me was to leave me, because what he didn't leave me. He actually left me with myself. He didn't leave me for someone else. He left me with myself. I am able to be with me and take my time and groom myself and think about things. And I notice even too, like I've been listening to, I'm attracting like much more better, like the algorithms are more podcasts and things about black women that's from a real place. And I'm digging right now this one called Hot and Bothered by Melissa Ford. Looking for her podcast but it's a show. And she interviews great actors and actresses. And it's all us and intelligent, very smart sister. And just so many of us can relate to her on so many different levels. And just to be in that company makes me feel like I'm in that company. It's like I almost kind of like finding my tribe. My tribe of women who, in my case, I had a child, and I'm so grateful for that. But maybe women that didn't even have a child, maybe only had one that is adventurous. And like I put myself first in some ways. Once I raised my daughter and got her to college, and I was like, you know what, I got to do something for myself. And I feel like coming to Ghana, staying in Ghana, that's something I did for myself. That's something that I needed to do. Traveling and learning the languages, or attempting to learn languages, that was like something I had to do for myself. And I feel like my last relationship, it wasn't that I couldn't, if it wasn't for him leaving me, I don't know if I would be so deeply able to take care of myself in the way that I, as a 58-year-old woman, needs to take care of myself. I think that's the simplest way of saying it. There's so many blessings, and then you start looking at life like the universe is really working in your favor. Like the universe is blessing you all the time. I think once we get as a society start looking at when somebody a loss is not necessarily you've taken an L, and taking an L of course is a loss, but a loss and an L is two different things, right? You're not taking an L when you have lost. A lot of times the loss is actually to your benefit. You can't really lose something that is yours. So if you lose something, or you think you did, or something left you, it wasn't yours to begin with. That's why it left. You really only want what's yours. But the thing is, what's yours continues to change. It changes all of the time because you continue to change. And a lot of times what was yours was never, right? But it was maybe your season. Maybe it was your reason. Maybe it was your time. But it wasn't your person a lot of times. Or it wasn't your job. Maybe it was your opportunity. Maybe it was about your growth. A lot of times we hold on thinking that if we don't, nothing better is coming. But that wasn't good. So sometimes anything better than that might be better. Letting go is actually for us. It's really not for the other person. But even if somebody else lets you go, it's still for you. It's really not for the other person. You were not maybe ready or brave enough, but damn, it's so nice. I say damn, but it's so nice to know that there is something that's higher than us, that is merciful, to take from us we no longer need. It's the most beautiful thing. So I give thanks. I mean, a lot of times things happen to us, and we say, it don't make sense. We don't understand it. We ask why. Oh, we say it was so cruel. How could it be? How could somebody do it to us? Then we say, well, karma on them, fire burn, they'll get theirs. And really, they did. You're getting yours. It's like the universe saying, you need more time to groom. You need more time to self-care. You need more time to take care of yourself, right? You need more time to express. You need more time to get to know yourself. You need more time to love on yourself. It's like the universe is saying these things. It's like, too, I think about it like, as an older woman, these young people don't know what you need. They haven't lived long enough to know what you need. And that's another thing about, to me, being around people that were so young, and then being around males who don't understand women that much. Anyway, not the intricacies of women. I'm such an anomaly, and I'm saying people like me, to be in a male-dominated society, but not excuse me. And some people might think America is a male-dominated society. I think on an individual level, on a cultural level, individual cultural level, it's not. I mean, I grew up in a time where men were not this kind of chauvinistic on this level, patriarchal, woman hating. Like, no, they respected the big mama. They respected their sisters. They thought their sisters was dope. Not only did they respect her, they protected her. Don't mess with my sister. All your remember there were girls that men wouldn't even date, and then they dated. They didn't come sideways because they were afraid of her brothers. So I think that America breeds a different kind of black woman, and I could definitely say this in the black American culture. We're blessed, to be honest. So just think about trying to fit this kind of strong, independent woman, not in a negative way, which we shouldn't even have to preface strong, independent woman and try to explain why it doesn't mean we hate men. Like, I don't like that. Like, I remember when I was growing up too, black men loved strong women. We used to say, oh, my woman's strong, black woman's strong, but they meant it as a real compliment. How it turns into an insult is a diss to our very strong ancestors like Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth and Madam C.J. Walker and Ida B. Wells and, and Frances Cress Welsing and, Cicely Tyson. And, like, it's insulting to be honest, but I feel like as an older woman too, I wanted to come into a country and learn about the culture. But I also now realizing I was supposed to also come in the country and teach about a culture too. Because that's what life should be about. It's about giving and receiving. It's about exchanging knowledge and wisdom. Because at least we might not have knowledge of the other person or the other country person, but we have knowledge of ourselves. And to not share that, not just share it, but share it to understanding that the next person truly understands. Wow, this is a whole person from a whole different culture. Like, wow, I want to learn about her culture. And then if the people do not want to learn about your culture as much as you want to learn about theirs, then it's not a mutually productive or it won't be a mutually successful relationship. It's kind of ridiculous now when you think about that we say, oh, we come to another country, we gotta humble ourselves. We gotta do. No, don't you want to know me? Don't you want to know the real me? Do you want me to just be polite to fit in, or do you want to be like, since I probably a lot of the people here will never be able to leave the country, why don't I get to know the person, and maybe by knowing the person, I may be able to leave the country, or when I meet other Americans, I'll be able to communicate, have something in common with, or at least understand. I don't want people in my life. I realized this, but I didn't know this until I came here. And I don't want anybody in my life that does not want to grow. Because I'm wanting to know about you and your culture, not just because you're a human being and you seem like a great person. I want to know about you. I want to grow. If I'm not growing, I'm blowing. Like, what am I doing? Like, what am I, you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I doing if we're not growing? What are we doing then? So for me, it's like that was not a really good uh, relationship because it was. I know some people like to use the term unevenly yoked. I'm gonna say unevenly yoked, right? But it wasn't so much that person or even Eric. I'm talking about really a culture of young men, especially they're young, who really don't know more than you do. This just will never happen. Yes, they know about the terrain, but there's more to life than where you live. There's a whole world. And to have something in front of you that could be a great asset besides a bank account or ATM, I guess, I don't know, they say cash ain't even an asset. I feel like my wealth of knowledge, my wealth of where I want to be, they always say to you, oh, introduce me to your American friends, only because you want to go over there, get married to her, and get a green card and leave her. Like, I'm not excited about introducing you to my American friends. But the fact is, you could most of the women that I know, most of them couldn't even get with because they're not really, in a lot of ways, willing to grow and learn because they're moving so fast. You know, I think in my generation, we didn't grow up, we didn't get the constant badgering of chase the dollar, chase the dollar, chase the dollar. You know, we got chase the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding. We knew that to gain wisdom was everything. And I think that African culture used to have that more. But a lot of the times the examples of the elders is I guess it's the despair, maybe the corruption from high places, the way maybe they were raised in some ways. A lot of the older generation tends to be alcoholics, to be honest. They never call it that. They don't use that word alcoholics. They call it a drunkard. which is, I guess, the same thing. I think we are just a little bit, we're more clinical with it because we think, yeah, you're drunk, you're alcoholic, which means you can go get some help. They got places for you. Here's a drunken, and there's really no places for them to go. And if it is, I'm sure you have to have money. So I think a lot of times the boys don't look up to the men as well as much because a lot of the men are actually really have mental illness in that I mean, we all have, which is depression, and it's not quite addressed, not in the way. And it's so much that you know and you see and you'll try to like say and explain, but because you're a woman, because you are a foreigner, because they're so close to the fact that you know nothing, there's culture, but then there's people. And that's what I think where culture loses its capacity to grow at a higher elevation. Culture loses that when you will dismiss another person as not understanding your ways, when in actuality, you are a human before you are an Ewe. You are a human before you are an Akan. And that human nature is pretty much the same everywhere you go. And that if we could open up to that, I think we would have much better relationships in the world. That's why I say to y'all, like, I really prefer relationships that are based on mutual respect, and wanting to know how the other person lives because it's so different than you, because it's so exciting, because now you can have a conversation with your peers and know things that they would not know. I think if that they stop looking at us as people to take advantage of and look at us as people with a wealth of knowledge and understanding. And it was not that you don't have a wealth of knowledge. We're getting your wealth of knowledge every day. We have to. We know that when we move certain places, I mean, move around, and we have to take you with us. We understand that. But they lose so much by not learning from us as well. When I say us, I don't even mean us as Americans or us as foreigners. I mean us as other human beings. Again, all of this is coming from the way that I like to travel and why traveling is so important to me. I say it all the time. For me, it was the ability to meet people from around the world and gain different perspectives. I was able to have conversations when I went back to the States after my travel that were different, which meant I moved myself to another vibratory frequency, which meant I was able to meet new people because I was a traveler. Even here when I meet new people and they be like, "Oh, you're an American? Oh my God, this is other diaspora. This is other foreigners. Oh, you're an American? Oh wow, you lived here for 5.5 years. Oh my God, you live up in Hawaii, Airway country. Oh my God, you're so far. Oh, you live there." To them, it's like, "Oh my God, this is an interesting human being. I want to be around this person. I want to invite this person to my house. I want to invite this person, to meet my family. Like, I can't. That constant hustle, that if I don't kill myself, I'll die trying mentality, it's too one dimensional. There's not a lot of growth in this. And it just is stifling and stagnating. And it's not that I won't find that other places. I mean, I'm talking about that around the world. If I go to Brooklyn and I hear that, I'd be like, oh my God. Because that's happened to me too. You go live somewhere else like California, when I moved from New York to Cali, and Californians are definitely more way out, and I love that about them. I love that. I love the way outness. I love that alternative way of being and thinking. And you go back to your family in Brooklyn, and they be like, "Well, what they do over there? Oh, that's weird." You be like, "Okay, well, I don't know. Like, it's so much more to life. It's so much more. It's so much more to being ourselves." And I think that getting around the right people is essential. But you're not going to find the right people if you don't become the right person. And the right person is being your true self. That takes self discovery. I kept thinking that being here was like, oh my God, like, after a while, being here in the Baltimore, especially in the countryside, it's it's not really limiting in that it's limiting for sure because of the growth that you have, and then when you grow, you become another person, you need other things. But It's not the place, it's the people. Sorry, don't come for me. It's not the place, it's the people. It's the people, it's the sometimes I say to myself, wow, I wish they would ask me other questions. I wish they would ask me other questions. I wish they would all the assumption. It's just this America. I want to get there. Let me meet a woman. They don't even understand how insulting it is in a way. It's like, it's not like I want to meet a woman because I think American women are so sophisticated. I think American women are such go-getters. I think American women are so intelligent. I think nothing, nothing. It's, I want to get to America. And I should help you destroy another black woman's life. No, I'm not going to do that with you. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to help you do that one, okay? And they look at you like, it's such a shame. It's not a good feeling, y'all, to be honest. And even though nobody's approaching me that way, I mean, they would, I'm sure. Well, actually, I was approached that way. Sorry. And you try to tell another woman this, but that mentality too, especially you be careful if you have a loving heart and you're traveling to other countries. Because I understand that other cultures have a different definition of love because a lot of times they marry based on status, like kind of like arranged marriages, right? They even date on this is a good woman, she look like she can have lots of babies and she can cook. That's gonna be hard for an American woman. We want to be looked upon as a little bit different than we can just make babies and we're a good cook. We have so much more to offer. These women actually do too, but most of them will never get that potential because they too also look for I need a man that could give me babies and he could take care of me. So it kind of works out, but just because that works here, it's not gonna. There's a whole world where people do things in different ways, right? Don't you want to know about that? Don't you want to well, tell. There's all kinds of stuff going on over here. Don't you want to experience that? You feel me? Don't you want to know like what that is, like who? So, yeah, it's everything's so rushed because I got to go get the job, I got to go get the next thing, and I'm not saying that that's their fault. That everything is a hustle. I'm not saying that that is their fault. Everything's a hustle. Even you are a hustle. That's so sad. That's so sad. Because they miss out on so much more than like I said, than your what they perceive as a financial status that you don't really even have in your own country. And even the things that sometimes they want from you, it's so small. I feel like black American women, because we were raised to keep going, we're builders, we're going to take what you got and turn it into more. You're going to have a hard time, preteens. You're going to have a hard time, honestly, if you want my opinion, of seeing the glass half full. They see the glass half full already, and you gonna fill it halfway. That you the one filling it, and it's not. It's just a shame. It's just really a shame. It's also a shame too that grown men would actually think it's okay to look at another human being and think it's okay to live off or to siphon from that person. And it's the whole idea that they know that they're women. They can't even step to them without no money. They're good with it. They don't have a problem with it. They try to get their money up to so they could actually get a girl. But how does that same person then turn around to you and marry you with nothing? They can't marry these women with nothing. The woman's father wouldn't even have that bullshit. Do you understand? But I guess because we were raised differently and we come with something and we are always talking about having more and not just talking but doing, maybe we become masculine to them. Maybe they become, I don't really understand that dynamic. How do you know that this is okay over here but it's not okay over there? I think though we have a fault in it as well. We tend to, we have to be careful as black American women, especially travelers. I'm talking to the travelers today that we don't move though with our money. I don't think we realized that how little power we really did not have, little power we did have in the States until we realized how much power, at least monetarily, that we have when we travel abroad. And I think if we're not careful, that will go to our head. We have to be careful that we're also not buying them because they're very good looking. A lot of us are probably not going to, most of us might not get the finest man in the room, and we probably don't even want the finest man in the room because I feel like a lot of times the finest man in the room become with a lot of, yeah, anyway. But here you can get the finest man in the room because his room is literally a room and there are five other people in the room with. So I mean he fine, but what that mean out here? He ain't got no money. So the women are basing him based on his looks. They're basing based on his pocketbook. And if he ain't got nothing in the pocketbook, then they ain't got nothing else to say, you know. So, but I think we have to be careful too because we tend to. I think like empathic people, I can see why empathic people meet people that actually take advantage of them. I'm gonna tell you why. I think that empathic is a very nice word. It makes us feel really good about being duped, used, and abused. Yeah, but I think that empathic people could be, if we're not careful, another word for a little bit of low self worth. Because I know if I be honest, like truly honest, there was a point that I did feel like, well, I got money, so, which I don't, but I had more than he did. So therefore, I do have a little power. You know, as much as you will go into cognizant dissonance where you pretend or you believe, well, you pretend that this young person or this, even the one your age, because there's a lot of women marrying men closer to their age, but they're still using them, right? Um, is actually not using me, or that I'm better. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna be okay with the fact that I'm gonna have to take care of this man. I'm gonna be okay with the fact that if I get married, I'm gonna have to pay for the whole wedding. I'm gonna have to pay for his mama clothes, his daddy clothes, the venue. I gotta pay for everything. I gotta pay for the wedding certificate. I gotta pay for the signing. I gotta pay for the rings, most likely. Okay, now think about this. Okay, I'm okay that I'm gonna have to build a house. I'm gonna have to put the down payment on a house, or my family's gonna have to do it. I'm okay that he'll never make as much as me unless he makes as much as me. And that's going to be a problem for you because now that you're in a position that you've been put yourself into, there's this power dynamic. What you don't realize is there's somebody else that has more money. Because now he can only want you for your money, which is probably what he wanted in the first place. But now he really only wants you for your money because you keep giving it to him. You start to feel powerful. You got the finest guy in the room, and you ain't getting that. In America, they ain't checking for you like that. Because the men want to be finer than the women sometimes, and the men ain't checking for you like that. And we got to make sure that we're also not coming with our low self worth because we could have money if that's what we have. It's just a job usually. Or some of us might actually have money. But if our self worth doesn't match our net worth, then they're going to smell that. And they're going to not want to really be bought. They think it's okay to be bought. They think that, oh, it's going to be great. I'm going to get with this person that I'm not going to love because she's not of my culture. She's not. Remember, they're very, to me, very much conditioned tribally, ethnically. They're very much conditioned, right, about what a woman is and what a woman should do. A lot of times they really, like I always say, they really don't even really like you, but the thing is, as women, I'm telling you, because that was me, they'll just find somebody else with more money that can give them more opportunity, that can get them out even faster. It's such a, it's not right on either one of the sides. So because it's not fair to say that, oh my God, they just want you for your money, just want you for your money or your status or resources, but we just want them for their looks. We want them for the arm candy. We want them to hang because it's not like you're having riveting conversations. It's not like they're stimulating you on this highly intellectual level. It's not like you have anything really in common with them. So what are you over there for? Because we have some things in ourselves that we have to fix. We come over here and we are in a status that we were never in the United States. So we have these things within ourselves that we come in broken, they broken too. We broken just as broken as they are. We all broken together. Bunch of broken pieces. trying to find its way back together again, and it doesn't happen. I think that the relationship between the foreigner and the local in Ghana to me is a really a bigger representation of something greater in that broken people will find broken people, and that brokenness could be as fine as cat hair, it could be money in the bank, it could be education, and you still broken because those things didn't give you what you never had. And some of us never had the self-worth. We just faked it till we made it. We just made it through. We just knew what to use to get what we want. So the dynamic of the broken meeting the broken, it's not pretty. It's an ugly sight, to be honest, and it hurts a lot of people. So I really think that the importance of self-healing is everything, because when we feel good about ourselves, regardless if we even have a job or not, if we have a house or not, if we have a big car or not, if we have a big bank account or not, I'm talking about on both ends. My gosh, can you imagine those two people coming together? People that really are interested in you because you are different, and you are also interested in them because they're different as well, and you want to learn about that. I really see it. I really see it. And nobody addresses it because we want something we've never had. Everybody wants that. So I don't think the Ghanaian is any worse than the diaspora, and that's what I'm talking about today, or other foreigners, because we both, in a sense, are exploiting each other. And why do people exploit each other? Because we don't feel like it's enough. We feel like, and to hold somebody, for somebody to love us, we have to have something for them to love us for. They can't just love us for our plain old selves. They can't just love us for our naked self, metaphorically speaking. We have to have something. You gotta love me. I gotta give you money so you can love me. I gotta give you money so you can. It's a bad thing to do. It's not good. It's not good on both ends. So, yeah, I don't really like that. I don't really like that kind of life, but it is a life for sure. It is a life for sure. So I don't really have anything bad to say about anybody because, you know, I mean, I think that most diasporans that here, we come with our seriously brokenness, and then we get mad when we meet broken people. It's like, wait a second. I mean, and I'm telling you, when I say I don't care if the woman that comes has the greatest job or, the greatest position or just money. I mean, and the guy is just the young man that don't have money, or the one dimensionalness of it all is deep. But the diasporan may look like we're coming in all these different forms, but it's the same recycled, hurt woman that didn't get something, and we're willing to get it by any means necessary. So we're exploitative too. We are exploiting as well. But I went through all that, right? So I don't see anything the same way again. I don't see romance in the same way here. I don't see opportunity in the same way here. And it's not because of the people. I always joke and say it's not because of the people. I say that about every country. I'm just joking. It's a joke, seriously. But it really is about the condition. It goes back to that doing the work part. And I say, I'm speaking to black women. I already know I'm speaking to black women. The work is the work on ourselves, right? The work is going to allow us to really meet from genuine places, not slave masters. It's so funny. I always think it's not funny that we live as diasporans, especially in America, as our narrative that plays in the background of our entire lives, whether we know it or not, is we are descendants of slaves. And their background is, and we are the descendants of poor people, poor parents, poor pedigree, if you will. But that slave master slave thing plays itself over and over again. So now we come back as the slave masters, and they become the slaves. Because that's the narrative that plays in our background in ways that we don't even realize is playing. And their narrative of that they're poor and their daddy was poor and they're poor, The only way to get out is to find somebody with some money. It's so entrenched in the culture that it actually now becomes the culture. It becomes their excuse of why, I guess, they have to, I don't know, cheat, steal, lie, but we're cheating, stealing, lying too. We just doing that all to ourselves. It's really no one's fault. I mean, we could blame a lot of things. We could blame society. We could blame, the other man. We could blame them. We could blame all of that. But the reality is, this is the aftermath, and what are we going to do with it? Somebody's got to change. Somebody's got to come in a different way so we can start meeting our equal. Because actually, we are meeting our equal. We're absolutely meeting our equal. The idea of the master being at some higher plane, and the slave being at a lower plane, a lower lot, it's actually not true. Because to be a master, you have to enslave somebody. In a sense, that kind of keeps you enslaved too, because you got to watch the slave, you got to feed the slave, you got to clothe the slave, you got to pray the slave don't revolt. It's not a life. It's very much. In other words, you need the slave to have your wealth, right? You need the slave to have your status. So it's mutual. It's very much like attracts like. So we have to move our vibration up by healing our hearts and our minds and our souls and our spirits. I really see that now. The importance of self-healing on a global level, particularly with black people. But it doesn't matter, because when you have that low self-worth, you can say, oh, I'm going to go get a white guy, and you're going to have the same exact problems. Because it's not out there, it's in here. But there's a lot of the cultural differences is the subtleties. Sometimes I say, oh my God, black women have to be careful not to buy into the narrative that our men don't want us. Because the black men, like I said, come here and they totally give it Ghanaian women. Young women too, not underage or anything, but young, And I think we're constantly seeing okay, our men don't come here wanting us. Of course, I know, don't bring sand to the beach, I get it. The men can do it, we can do it too. This idea of wanting love, even if it's not true, even if it's not true love, why would we want fake love? Why would we settle for fake love? But I've settled for it too. It's why do we want to believe what we know is not true? Because we think we can never have it, but we can. We just have to change the way we see ourselves. We have to see ourselves better. You agree? The wind agrees? Yeah. Anyway, under the coconut tree. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Under the Coconut Tree. Wisdom and knowledge from a black American woman. There we go. There we go. Hey, look good. Good morning. Hey, look, you're here. So pretty. Thank you, Lakeisha. Lakeisha, it's just us today. We got 30. Let me see. Maybe I got to filter the chat. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. It was lots of people. The chat wasn't filtered. But thank you for being here, Lakeisha. Yeah, okay. Long. Okay, let's get this, and I got to go to the store. Back in the day, women and men took pride in the way they dress. Absolutely, Lakeisha. Anthony says, look at you, got that salt and pepper afro popping. Thank you, Anthony. Hey, Awando. Okay, hi to you. DJ Smoke, Mixtapes, Master Jeep. Hey, little sister, blessings from Alabama. Blessings to you. FBA, fight for everyone and love everyone. I believe that. It's hard to think of myself as a foreigner in Africa, and as soon as we see ourselves as one people or tribe, sky is the limit. It's interesting that people say that. Have you ever been to Africa, Master G? And I'm really asking because I would love to have a dialogue with you about that. I don't know how to say it, but we are foreigners, and I don't think that there's anything. What I learned about being 5 years in Ghana is that I am a black American. We are FBA, we are black American, and there's beauty in that. I don't need to be Native American to love the culture. I don't need to be Chinese to love the culture. Like, I love the culture because they're Chinese. I love the culture because they're Italian. I can love what is not me. And still, we can all be one because we're humans. But the way that we express ourselves, even ethnically or tribally, is part of that beautiful, to me, picture. So, Ghana has helped me to appreciate certain ethnic groups and the things that they do and the things that they practice. And so let me explain to you how deep the foreigner thing is. And even when we come up here, my ex is an Ewe, but he's not Ewe from this town. He's Ewe from over there. Even different parts of Ewe, they all can understand each other, but the dialect is different. Sometimes the accent, sometimes a different word, sometimes different dialect. So although they can understand each other sometimes, they are still the language slightly different. Maybe practices even just a little bit slight difference. So my ex being Elway, he didn't get any much special treatment than me. They called him a stranger, and I was a foreigner. And a stranger was still looked upon as like, you're not from around here. It's like saying from you, yo, you from Marcy Projects and you from Wyckoff Projects. We rivals. In a sense that it wasn't, so that I really learned about groups, culture, subgroups, ethnicities, but I see it as how that person celebrates, because with those subgroups comes subcultures that define the Ewe different from the Ga, different from the Ashantis or the Akans. It's like a beauty in that, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think rather than all of us trying to be the same, I think we should celebrate our individual differences. And the sameness should be that of human beings, as opposed to washing away all ethnicity, which is washing away all pride and culture, to be one. It's okay that we're not that, they're all the same. That would be absolutely boring. The culture does matter, and I believe, but that's just me living here. Hey, Khadijah, my cousin married a guy from Ghana. He doesn't know we protect our family. I hope he stays. Oh, I love that for you. So it's about resources. Men's supposed to have resources before he dates, or he's a bum. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's it. Ikuta, okay, are you vegan? I am vegan, Corin. I wish I could live in Africa right now. Maybe you can. It's an African queen. Thank you. FBA didn't understand African culture. Now we understand they need to deprogram FBA, been indoctrinated. So we need one another. We do need one another. But then let's say when we say African culture, so there's what, how many, 52 countries or some amount like that? And then within each of those countries, there's different cultures. When we use the word culture, it's not in the same way. You'll never use it again if you lived here. There are ethnic groups that don't even marry the other ethnic groups because that group eats this meat and the other group don't practice that. That one might believe in sacrificing, this other one don't believe in that. That one might have a belief about women and the other one don't have that belief about women. That, so they explain that it's not that it's a prejudice, it's that we don't do that. We don't believe in that ethnically, that ethically, that we do those things. So it's not so bad. It's beautiful if we could celebrate that beauty. I think people should marry when they marry, and people do. The Muslims do marry the Christians here, but I'm just kind of giving an example. We all deserve love. We all deserve love, Khadijah. Yes, we do. Hey, Lee Scott, love is love. My wife is 53, I'm 43, and I love that. I love that. I think that's a nice age difference, too. Yes, we met when I was 19. She was 29. That was 25 years ago. She saved me from the streets. See, Master G, like, I love your name. That's the kind, but you're of the same kind of maybe ethnicity, or maybe, I just feel like there's nothing wrong with dating younger either. I think because of my youthful energy, that most likely I'll probably date younger. Not as young as I was dating before, but basically, younger. So I don't have a problem with that. Love is love and beauty is beauty, but it's hard. We coming with that. We all the same. We're black people, but if everybody's black, then there's people are going to always find differences, ways to separate in a way. Maybe not even separate. Differences doesn't have to separate us. People are going to always find those things because everybody's black. So now we got to be culture or ethnicity, or tribal. or whatever it is. And it's not nice. It's not always good, but I see that there's a lot of harmony. I mean, I think in the end, Ghanaian is Ghanaian first. And if anybody else comes in that's not Ghanaian, they're going to stick together against the non-Ghanaian. So I think it's okay. It's funny, the culture and ethnicity, I don't feel a division because of it here. I don't feel a division. I absolutely don't. I don't feel a division. I don't feel a division, I mean, amongst them. I don't see a division. They are still Ghanaian. I see that I see that more because there's a similarity in the cultures. Don't have that similarity. We have more of a similarity, according. I mean, if you look at Ghanaians, to more European. Like we want to erase the fact that we live in a country that is more white than definitely black. I mean, there's definitely probably more people of color, but black or African American, however we want to say, indigenous, foundational black Americans, it has, they don't see us in that black way. They call us black Americans, so they do know you're black. I mean, I don't think I'm white, but are we the same? No, no, that's not how they see it. It's funny though. I love the way you feel because I do think that when Black Americans do come in, oh my God, we don't understand why they don't see us that way. Like to us, we're like, but we look like you, and that's not enough. You know, do you eat like us? Do you sleep like us? You know, do you are you raised like us? Do you have? We're not. So it's like traveling and then even living. It opens you up to have a different conversation because you have experienced something very, very real and truthful. You're not just, I don't know, there's a word for it, where you have knowledge maybe, or you have wisdom, maybe you have education. You're not just speaking from not non-experience, or speaking from a book, or speaking from your heart, or speaking from your emotions. You know, now I'm speaking from what I see and what I understand. When I'm around Ghanaians, I feel just as the blackness still gets me. I'm with you. The blackness, they may not feel the same way. They don't need to feel it the same way. That's another thing we got to get. I feel so loved and cared for. I feel in a sea of blackness. I absolutely love it, and they don't even know they're giving us that. And that's something that they don't need to know. We don't have that feeling because they gave it to us. We have that feeling because it's in us. And I love that part. I love being around black people, and I love that they look like us, they are us, and we are from them. I love that part. But in the beginning, I wanted them to love that part too. When I realized that they didn't, I was like, okay, you know what? How do I feel about that? It don't bother me at all because you're right. Ethnically, we're not the same. Culturally, we're not the same. Not a problem at all. You're right. I'm Black American and I love it. I love it. I love it. I live in a community where they love me, respect me, where I am now, where I'm treated, I feel like pretty fairly, relatively speaking. And, they say you're African to them. Well, you're Ghanaian now if you dress in African clothes every day. If you live amongst the people and you don't run. And, you can gain being African, but they're not going to just give that to you unless they want you to save their village, then they'll make you a chief and a queen mother. But that's a whole nother story that we won't get into, okay? Anyway, I love chatting with y'all. You from Boston? I love that. I'm from Brooklyn. Can you tell? So I'm from Boston, but live in Alabama. We are two different tribes, but we sit together. And I'm with you on it, brother. Don't even get me wrong, okay? I'm here for it. You're right. You don't have to deal with the racists anymore. I'm jealous. Yeah, right? Trump sending the National Guard to cities. It's getting wild. Yeah, I heard. You're beautiful. Thank you. You know what? It's true, brother. Like, I really love your conversation. You are right. You are right. The love is the love is the love. Yo, that's different tribes. You're right. Boston, Alabama, I got it. I personally too. I'm from the East Coast, and I love me a Southern man. Give me a Southern man, okay? But I like the differences. For me, the differences is more exciting to me, and I think it makes for a more passionate relationship. But yeah, y'all stay safe out there. in the red, white, and blue, because it's definitely Wild Wild West, and I see the best for everybody. And I really like your conversation. I want to thank you for being here. Y'all got to go to the market, but I am going to take you all with me. I have another channel. It's called Afrocentric Home Design. You'll see it if you go. No, this is, I'm sorry, I'm on that channel. Sorry, I have another channel called High Elevation Channel, but I'll stay on this channel. I'm going to the market, and y'all should tune in about 15, 20 minutes because I'm going to call my driver or a driver to come to take me to the market, and I hope you can join me. I love the conversation. I will see you all in the next one. Thank you for being around. Peace and love.